to the Nerdiverse. Go ahead, sit and listen to the masters, the old heads, talk about what you love the most. Video games, comics, movies, and everything you need to maintain. We got the knowledge that's straight out the ether. Gonna need a drink and have to take a seat to expand your mind and listen to the speaker. Mike and the squad's gonna give you what you need. Please send in a question, come and get some answers, learn a couple lessons from the masters with the special guests. We got the Green Lanterns glowing on their chest. Yes, please sit back and relax, cause we're gonna hit you with them stone cold facts. And allow me to be the very first to welcome you to the masters of the Nerdiverse. Welcome to the Masters of the Nerdiverse podcast, where we always have such sights to show you. This sun-kissed beach of a podcast can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Google Play, and the Spotifys. I'm, of course, your host, Mike G. And with me, as
and
always...
I'm the sun, and I'm gonna... Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm the sun. I'm just gonna kiss this podcast a little...
What kind of... What?
You said it was a sun-kissed podcast.
Yeah.
So like, I'm the sun. I'm just gonna give a little kiss here.
Why does your son sound like Snagglepuss?
I don't know.
Yes. We're going to kiss this podcast. I'm the sun. And our illuminated...
You wanted to go like, I'm the sun. I'm
whoa,
gonna kiss
whoa,
you.
whoa, whoa.
You like that voice
No,
better?
I don't like any of that. I don't... And my serial killer... a serial killer host with the most... The trashiest monk, Winter Trash Monk the Third.
Well, apparently one of our fans thinks that I'm in a depressive state, or like mentions a quote that is out of context.
Welcome to podcasting, my good friend. Everything we've ever
What's up,
said.
Everybody? But this is the plight of being Trash Monk the Third. That is Trash Monk I. That's Trash Monk I. I'm a little sick today.
Poor baby.
Okay. Do you think I like that? You think I like that?
Nah, man. I don't think you like it at all. You're no Daisy.
Nope.
You're no Daisy at all. That's for like 3 people.
Okay. That's actually just for you, and you can bottle that up.
Nah, there's 3 people out there like, yeah, I got you. Yeah. Most of my out of nowhere quotes and things are only for like 5 to 10 people who are listening actively. And I know who you are, and I understand that. I appreciate you listening that laughed at that. I appreciate you. That's my G. And I winked. I was like, wink. Yeah. All right, Winter. I got a situation for you. Before you get to your week, I got a situation for you. Okay. So you're in the desert, right? You're in the deserts. Let's say you're in the Arizona deserts, man. You're on your dirt bike, your dirt burk, and you stop to drink a refreshing Coca-Cola Classic that you have in your bag, and you see like this glowing snake like coming towards you fast. It's like a sidewinder. It's coming at you. And you're like, oh, I want to hug it, because you had a Ralph Wiggum moment, and the snake bites you on your hand. Skoom! Got you.
I'm a little snake.
I got you. So you're like,
and I bite you.
Your buddy's like, don't worry, bro, it's not poisonous. And you're like, fine. But then your hand starts to turn into a snake through radioactivity. And it starts to have some kind of mental control over its own functions. And your hand becomes a serial killer. And then that snake hand starts to give birth to other snakes out of your arm.
Where are you going with this?
My question is, do you cut off the arm and keep it as a pet? Or do you let the full metamorphosis happen and accept your fate?
I cut it off. I don't want to be a snake.
But
I don't want to be Moa Deep. Okay, that's a deep cut. If anyone gets it,
that's for 3 people.
Do you get it?
That's not for me.
Okay. Well, here we go. Moa Deep is a Dune reference where actually, I think it's Moa Deep's son that becomes a sand snake in the series.
Remember in G.I. Joe the movie when Serpentor turned Cobra Commander to an actual Cobra?
Not the same thing. Don't try to put me into the G.I. Joe movie.
I'm just trying to balance things out, man. Like, you did a super cool deep nerd cut, and I have to do the dumb like popcorn nerd cut, because that's how we
spice
rock.
will flow.
Spiced must flow. Sorry. Any excuse to talk about. I have any excuse to talk about two things. One is Dune, and the other is Carnosaur. Don't give me reasons to talk about Carnosaur, Doug. It's kind of the best movie ever made. The dinosaurs made of fried chicken, Doug. It's the best. Wrap your brain around that.
Interesting.
Yeah, man. Hashtag Carnosaur. Brought
We
to you
haven't
by
had that
Oath
happen in
Spice.
a while. We haven't had that happen in a while.
Well, they stopped sponsoring us, so you know.
Yeah, we're now all Axe, baby. You want to smell like 16, but you're 18? Come on down. Yeah.
That's the Axe is what you gets you in the club when your birthday's in 6 months.
Yeah. Do you want to sell like a prepubescent teen to all the girls in the club? Get Axe chocolate spray.
It's the Acura TSX, it's Axe body spray, and it's Meteora by Linkin Park. That's your year 2000s starter kit right there. That and your Motorola two-way pager. That's your starter kit right there, man. You are, and that's if you're on that one side of the coin. On the other side of the coin, it's the Cadillac Escalade Air Force Ones in the clean white tee, Doug, while listening to Air Force Ones by Nelly in the Saint Lunatics, Doug. That's the other half of that coin.
Did you ask me how my week is already?
No, we kind of talked about Carnosaur and Dune for a while, but how was your week, man? How's everything going?
My week has been busy.
That's fancy.
I won't get into too many details. I'll just stick to the nerd news. I'm on season 3 or 4 of 24. This is now Jack Bauer's daughter is not in this season yet. And this is the season after they have like the virus that's about to spread. This is now they're trying to attack the internet. And this is probably the most Islamic Islamic phobia season that I've watched. I mean, they did like a Muslim type timeline in the second season, and I think they did a better job of like distinguishing between of like terrorist and Muslim. But this is their full on. Well, actually, they did have a scene of like one of the bad guys who happens to be Muslim driving, and there's some people who pull over like, "We're gonna beat you up for taking the Secretary of State."
Shit.
Yeah. And so and then they're alluding to like there's Muslim families that are secret terrorist cells in this season. And it's like I get what you're trying to do as a show, but you have to ask, are you fanning the flames to people who already think this? Like, are you going like, this is a great script, and then there's the crazy uncle at the Thanksgiving table like, you're finally telling the truth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this was in a stage of the country where nobody was trying to listen to reason at this point.
Right. Well, like right now when people are reasonable folks.
Right. We've gotten any more reasonable since then.
Yeah.
But yeah, future proofing wasn't a thing back when they were making this season.
Yes. That's why George Lucas needs to open up a company where he'll, for a fee, go through all your old stuff and make it future proof.
That would actually make so much money. That would make so much money, dude. They say, hey, company that made these horrible films back in the 80s are films that dropped all types of... We can
finally watch Songs of the South.
Yeah, man. There's nothing more awkward. Yeah, there's nothing more awkward than watching an old movie you love that you have this fond memory of in your head, and you watch it again, and they're just dropping all types of slurs that were okay back then, quote unquote. And it's like, that sucks. Like I was watching,
yeah. Like picture Dumbo, and there's the scene of the crows who who are you can figure out what they're trying to personify
Yeah.
there. I ain't never seen an
Okay.
elephant fly before, whatever it says, and then it just cuts to like a still like mid frame. It goes, because I am providing for my family and I am a successful businessman in our community.
Did the Dumbo remake come out? I don't remember. Did that ever come out?
It did come out, but I don't know if they
Were the crows there? Were the crows
Of course, the way they keep that in, if they have Key and Peele play the crows, because that's how you get away with.
You know how you deep cut that? You just literally have like a murderer crow sitting somewhere like top of like a circus tent and just not say anything. Just let them rock, dude.
No. I have the idea already. Like I said, you still have them say the line, and then before the frame changes, you haphazard, like half-ass pause it, and then you go, because I am providing for my family and I am an outstanding citizen.
Oh my goodness.
And then you just cut to
in a totally different voice and tone.
And they're like, I have to go now. Yeah, I have to go now to provide for my family and make sure that they can go to college.
So what, you just Poochie the situation? I have to go. My family needs me, and they just float out of frame. They just float up.
That's another cut for you folks out there.
That's rough. Yeah, I was just saying, like, I was watching Once Bitten with Jim Carrey, where he turns into a vampire. And I love that movie. It's one of my favorite Jim Carrey movies. But then out of nowhere, they drop like the F-bomb in the middle of the movie. I'm like, whoa, man. That's not cool. Yeah. That makes me feel a certain way. But do you not... future-proofing sucks. But it also sucks because back in the day, that horrible stuff was just let loose because, quote-unquote, people weren't sensitive like that as they are now. But people were sensitive. It's just that social media has given us a voice that's unprecedented. You know what I mean? Like the earth has a pulse and a mouth now. And now whenever anything that happens that's not cool or horrible, it's shown on a big screen TV in front of everyone's house. These things that, like, people say, oh, people are horrible now. There's so many racist and like sexist and whoop people on the internet. It's like, no, these people have always existed. It's always been this bad. It's just that social media is so good at putting a big giant fat spotlight and giving these people a voice. So some say social media is probably the worst thing to happen to human evolution in quite a while.
Or
it's not. Or it's not. Or it's the best thing. I don't know.
You are the best thing. Okay, everyone. Before I do that reference, you need to look up who Ray LaMontagne or LaMontagne.
LaMontagne sounds fancy, though.
Yeah, he is he's almost a borderline stakeholder of Starbucks because his music is what they sell there. And he's got the whisper. You probably know the song Trouble. Trouble didn't come in that song, and the day was born.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I remember it from like weird, like I remember it from like Wells Fargo commercials and stuff like that, man.
Yeah, because there's a dog who's worried about his bone, so therefore you need insurance. That's the type of thing. And so, by the way, I do realize I almost turned into Macy Gray halfway through that.
That's not great.
That song, but he does the song of "You are the best thing." He keeps whispering like that. He's like a Michael McDonald if he was ever
Have you ever seen that acoustic old guitar YouTube man skit called Yacht Rock, where these comedians talk about the 70s and like how all.
I've heard the term, but I never realized that was an actual skit.
It's like guys playing Hall & Oates and Michael McDonald, and how they tricked Michael Jackson into making Yacht Rock with Human Nature. He didn't know he was making Yacht Rock. And like Hall & Oates had beef with Kenny Loggins and Michael McDonald. You have to find it. It's in the same era as like Drunk History, before Drunk History became a huge thing. Yeah, find Yacht Rock, and there's a part where Michael McDonald is having an argument with Hall & Oates, and Hall & Oates is like, you know what, Kenny? That's only what a fool believes. You're a fool. And Kenny Loggins goes, oh. Oh, yeah, it's super good. So check that out. For those who don't know what I'm talking, for those who know what I'm talking about, are like, yeah, I haven't heard that in a while. But check it out. It's got to still be on YouTube somewhere, and it's good stuff. It's nice and funny. Oh man, anything else going on with your week, my bro? I feel you.
No, I'm
Yeah,
barely
this week
hanging
has been
on.
kind of up and down. It's been kind of a yacht actually. It's been just cruising up and down on the proverbial flowing shores of life, and then I just ooze into primordial ooze. What did I do this week? Video games. Still playing Mortal Kombat. Still trying to figure out the next character. I want to pseudo quote. I always testing my mic, Doug.
Okay,
Oh,
still
there's Mortal
testing
Kombat
your
news
mic.
later. I
Got it.
can't wait to talk about it. Uh,
Mm-hmm. When I go to work, when
I
I'm
like
on a
that song.
date,
It
when
made me
I'm at
think
a
of the Boba Fett
funeral,
song.
testing my
I'm
mic
Boba
everywhere I
the
go.
Fett. My backpack has jets.
I'm
No,
Bo
you have to find
Buff
it. You have
Fett.
to find it in the
Dingy
internet.
dingy dingy ding
Mortal
diggy
Kombat.
diggy.
I started playing Celeste on the Switch,
Oh,
and I was expecting it to be kind of like a Super Meat Boy, like
uh-huh.
super specific kind of like platformer. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, something to do. I didn't expect the video game to literally be about like self-doubt and
Yeah,
overcoming depression and anxiety and like these deep, super deep, like real world issues and human nature issues. I was kind of taken back really hard. Uh, the character wants to climb Mount Celeste because she just wants to do it, and everyone in her life is like, all you ever do is complain. You need to just cheer yourself up. I don't think you have this in you. You're just way too sad. And she's like, no, I could do it, and I'm going to do it. And then a literal personification of her stress and depression becomes a creature that follows you throughout the game. It's almost too real, dude. Like it's super awkward game. I did not expect that to happen in my 16-bit $10 Switch game, but it's fun though. The game is super super fun and addictive, but it's just too real. I gotta play it in spurts. It's kind of nutty,
really.
man. It's kind of crazy. I definitely recommend it to anyone because it is a positive game, but it does hit on some stuff that you would not expect out of a game of that caliber. Not even of that caliber, because apparently Celeste is one of the best games of last year, which is one of the reasons why I went to pick it up. But I didn't know it was for that reason. The storytelling's so great and so personal and kind of impactful. So it's good stuff for those who may want to check it out. I think it's still on sale. I think I picked it up for like $7 or $8 on the Switch, and I think it's everywhere. Grab it. It's still fun, and it's still a ton of fun. It's just test your
Grab it, folks.
test your depression. Crazy.
Test your might.
And the other thing that I watched was in a movie this week. I actually watched a documentary on YouTube called Raising Kratos, the story of how God of War on PS4 was created. And boy, that thing is fascinating. It pretty much talks about, one, of course, game development and kind of the stresses of game development and getting the idea, which is extremely hard, and all the work that goes into it and all the different moving parts, and how, it's so much work that these people put in for a game that's only going to be hot for like 3 or 4 months. And it tracks like how long it took to make God of War on PS4, which is like 5 years. It took the studio 5 years of their lives. And that whole 5 years, they were just stressing over the game. Like, this isn't working. That isn't working. Let's just redo the game, like mid-stride. And all the actors that got to be in the game, and how they approached the roles, and how personal it was to a lot of them. And kind of like, if you're a God of War fan, but you haven't played the PS4 version, I implore you to watch this documentary. Really watch it. If you're a God of War fan and you don't have access to a PS4 or don't have access to the game, but kind of want to know what it's about, this documentary will sell you on it. And it's just great. Even the idea of like where Kratos was as a character at the end, when his kind of era ran versus where they got him to now, is simply a master stroke. It's really crazy how they totally turned that character from a bloodthirsty kind of sexist, just insane muscle-bound bro character to a conflicted father trying to atone for his past. It's crazy to think how they flipped that character. But God of War was like my second favorite game of the year last year. It's amazing. And watching this documentary just reminded me of that game and made me want to play it again. So I started the game over on hardest difficulty, and I'm going to try to get through it. But yes, it's called Raising Kratos. It's currently on Netflix. It's about 2 hours long, and it's amazing. Watch it. It's super awesome and informative and gives you an idea of how this stuff works from the inside of it. And it's really cool. Take product, consume product, get excited for next product.
Watch it, enjoy it, embrace it. Yes. Smoke.
Okay, in short term, Eth Naeth Niaj, pretty much. Eth Naeth Niaj.
What just happened?
Join the Navy. Okay, like 3 people are going to get... No, 10 people are going to get that one.
Join the Navy.
Join the Navy. Eth Naeth Niaj.
I feel like I would join the Merchant Marines.
Nah, man. If you're gonna join the military, just go full like Navy SEAL. Become a Navy SEAL.
No.
Then fall off the grid.
I don't want to be Jesse Ventura.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
We all do.
I don't accept my valor that I got with my SEAL brothers.
SEAL brothers.
Yes. They treat me like I have stolen the valor. You know what? They stole 30 years of my career.
I could have been a better SEAL.
Jesse Ventura.
I could have been.
I don't got time to bleed.
I ain't got time to bleed.
I remember thinking about that when I was in the SEALs. I remember getting shot at, and I thought, hey, that would be a good line when I'm a movie star.
That's another movie that didn't future-proof very well. There's some lines in that are kind of like, yee.
What do you mean?
Actually, well, what's funny is we have Predator news. So let's get to this news, man.
You know what? Let's do some Predator. Let's get on to the news.
Okay, there's a lot of news, man. So in typical Masters of the Universe fashion, because there's so much news, we're going to do the yay or nay system, where I will mention a news article.
Okay.
You will say yay, and we'll talk about it, or nay, we won't talk. We'll skip it. But we both get a veto. So if you say nay, and I'm like, no, we're talking about it. Okay. But if
I'll be interested to see what you veto because I've put 2 things on here, and by the way, I want the audience to guess which 2 I put on here.
They're very winner. I don't even know the second thing you put on here. Hold on.
Yeah.
I see one of them. I don't see the second one, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right. Okay, so, cool. So, let's start with video game news, okay? So, let's play the game. Mm-hmm. What winner doesn't want to talk about? Because it's all on him. And then I get to veto. I get a veto. I get 1 veto.
Yes. I could tell you the second one... You're probably going to want to use your veto.
Oh, no. I only get 1, huh? I get 1 veto? Or I get 2? How many? You make the rules.
Let's just get it started. Here's start.
That's a very actually opportune sound you made, because let's get to this news first. Oh, you did another good sound. Super Mario Maker 2 is going to get its own Nintendo Direct very shortly. Is that a yes? Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Did you get hands-on with Super Mario Maker, the original?
I I enjoyed the videos. I never played it myself, but I loved watching what people created and
Yeah.
people playing on YouTube. I think so. Things that make a good game for me is unlimited replayability, ability to customize, and like multiplayer, some stuff like that. Those are things that kind of like trigger my mind to look at a game, even though there are some there's like some things like Last of Us that still brings me some closure, or like makes me go for it. But Super Mario Maker 2 looks, or like Super Mario Maker in general, is such a great game idea that they should have done sooner, but I'm glad that they have it now.
Very good point. Super Mario Maker in itself is, like you said, a brilliant idea of giving the reins to the fans. It's almost the Minecraft machine kind of. Did Minecraft really coin that? Like, hey, just build your own world. We'll give you the building blocks. Make whatever you want within reason, and just go nuts and invite people into your world. You know, and Mario Maker was super good at that. No pun intended. With just letting people go nuts with these insane kind of level layouts, some themed. See, people have made horror games in Mario Maker. It's kind of crazy how cool it is. And Mario Maker 2, it's just opening up way much more. So I'm really excited to see how, and it's like you said, it's like the replayability and giving it back to the fans who is pretty much an infinite well of creativity and imagination. You know, so I'm curious to see what kind of new machinations the fans will make out of this new Mario Maker. Because yes, there's going to be Avengers Endgame stage, and there's going to be a you know what I mean, a Twilight stage. We'll talk about that later, maybe if Winter doesn't veto it. But I just like the idea that all this is doing is giving the fans more power. Definitely, definitely. So also this week, or last week rather, there was the PlayStation Direct. The State of Play actually happened. We talked about it last episode. And there were a couple of things. I know, it does kind of sound gubernatorial. I thought that's super wrong. I don't care. I don't care. So,
Secretary of State, meet the president of Sony.
And he's just like, konnichiwa. The president's like, what? Because he's a damn idiot. Anyway.
Now, I know you got our games before, and some of them sucked. But fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, we won't get fooled again.
Jeez. Remember when the whole country of Sweden or something like that gave Barack Obama a copy of The Witcher 3? I was like, that's like the most perfect thing their country has produced. Yes.
We've given you Witcher 3.
Like, thanks. He went over and played it, and he said that was bomb.
This kept our country in the green
alone.
This year.
Oh, let's not do bad accents. I did start it. All right, we're still going with the yay or nay. I'm curious to see what you say for this. More information about Final Fantasy VII Remake has been revealed.
Oh, jeez. I want to say nay,
I got one veto, man. I got one veto.
I know.
You want to talk about it?
About it. Let's talk about the 7th Final Fantasy.
We're not going to talk about the naming convention, okay? Everyone knows it's dumb. You know, we've all gotten past that. You know, it's like the Lone Rangers. Yes. You know, that's a deep pull,
right?
But more information is out about the game. We got to see some actual gameplay. Almost confirmed that the game is going to be broken up into little itty bitty pieces, so it's going to be episodic. Still don't know how to feel about that, but it makes sense because if you played Final Fantasy VII, the game kind of becomes a completely different animal once you leave Midgar. So that makes sense to kind of break it up a bit. And it lets you kind of add things to the game that people aren't expecting. The best part about these remakes, like Resident Evil 2 Remake, is that they add little new things that kind of throw you off guard or kind of mix things up a little bit. So I'm hoping that Square Enix does the same thing for Final Fantasy VII. Actually, I was so hyped for that game when I saw the trailer at the State of Play. I just went on the Switch and bought like a $15 copy of Final Fantasy VII. I'm maybe replaying that again because it's so cheap and it's Final Fantasy VII. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I have no connection with Final Fantasy except for Final Fantasy Tactics, so
That's not bad. I'm not mad at you for that. Tactics is awesome. Yeah, but yeah, okay. That's
Good.
enough on that. Next bit of news is that we got a release date for Medieval.
Good.
Yeah.
Like, what else do we need to add to that? Yeah.
That's it. I was just waiting for you to. Oh, that's either a yay or nay. All we're gonna say is great. It's a video game.
You either know about the game already or you don't.
It's the game as a.
If you don't, I'm asking, what rock are you living under, and are they charging a cheap rent?
But no, Medieval's not a household name. You know, I can see people like.
Is it? I'm okay. Maybe that should be a poll that we have for the Nerdiverse, because I thought I always think that everyone knows about Medieval.
It's like the character is, he's not, what's his face from Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Even that's not a household name. Arthur's not a household name.
But
we'll do a poll on that. I'm curious.
Okay. I might be surprised.
That's what I love about our Twitter, which is @Nerdiverse. That's @MNerdiverse. @MNerdiverse.
Yes.
Go follow us.
Yes. We discovered that all non-fascists love
Are we going back to the coconut thing, which we split on?
Nope.
We split on that.
Nope. We're not
okay. Nothing is over.
The war of anti-coconut oppression is over. Or sorry, the war of anti-coconut aggression is over. And that's a little Civil War joke for all you folks out there. But,
I like those. This is that meme where it's like no one and it has ... Then it's just a picture of Winter going, "Nothing is over. Nothing."
Yeah.
Nothing is over.
Is ever
just can't
over.
turn it off.
Yes.
Now we're in the in-game. Asymmetric first-person shooter Predator Hunting Grounds is announced for the PS4. Yay or nay? I got one veto, man. And
yeah,
if you want to talk about it, we can. But if not, it's up to you.
Yeah, I want to save the nay for
something strong, something more powerful.
Yeah.
Though. Okay, let's talk about it then.
This is the last one that you have here. It's actually, you might get a classic trash mug moment if we talk about that. So, yeah, let's talk about Predator Hunting Grounds.
So when I heard this idea, because we didn't get gameplay, we just got kind of a CG-a-thon kind of proof of concept kind of shot, and apparently it's going to be like that one game that bombed horribly, Evolve. Remember that? Where you were in an arena, and it's a 5-player game. 4 people are the hunters.
Gosh.
One guy's the monster, and you got to go around in circles and trying to hunt each other.
When will they ever learn?
Well,
when will they ever learn?
Games like Friday the 13th, the game, and Dead by Daylight actually are good. Yes. And that's the same formula.
Okay.
Kinda.
They're good, like
people love those games.
Corned beef and cabbage, okay? Corned beef and cabbage. Best example for this series of 4 against this genre of 4 against 1. I like to have corned beef and cabbage on St. Patrick's Day and the days around it. But to live solely on that, I would go insane.
I get your point. It's the same thing with turkey and Thanksgiving. I like turkey. I like turkey a lot. I like turkey on Thanksgiving and maybe 3 or 4 days afterwards. Yeah. But if I ate turkey every single day, I would go insane, right? It's just, you can't do it, but that's with anything, though.
Yeah. Now, I was talking to my roommate that I think I could eat a whole turkey by myself, but that's beside the point. Check out my Twitch when I do it.
You just watch Winter die unstreamed.
I wouldn't die. I just wouldn't move.
You just won't move because the tryptophan will paralyze you.
Yep.
But I don't know, man. This game seems interesting to me. I would support it. I just want to see some gameplay, and hopefully there's a kick-ass story mode to this thing that gets everyone pumped. You know what I mean?
Predator's got a new alpha.
The Predator is now the hunted. Stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Clever girl.
That's Jurassic Park.
Or boy. #feminism.
Wow, clever boy.
Or girl.
#feminism. You know what? We're moving on.
Yeah, that's George Lucas fixing Jurassic Park. We're back to
that. George Lucas will future-proof for money. That's a great podcast name. Will future-proof for money. Yeah. So apparently, Blizzard has plans to keep Overwatch fresh. If that's not a concerning headline, I don't know what it is.
And then I wrote that headline. Blizzard has plans to keep Overwatch fresh, and I put ... How? Because there's been a lot of talk. I think the beginning of the season 2 of Overwatch League of the game, it is getting a little stale to watch because everyone's using the same strategy. Yeah, and there's no like different it's not good viewing, I would say, to me. Then fast forward to how the game they've tried numerous attempts to lower the toxicity, and they haven't.
It's hard. You can't govern people, man. It's hard, dude.
Yes, so they've added new things of like creativity, which is cool, but it's kind of like saying like, look, you can create nice stuff, but once you talk to normal people on this game, you're going to have a bad time.
And that's the hard thing.
So they're trying really hard to keep Overwatch really the Overwatch game, like keep it at the top of their pile. But we have to recognize how old the game is, and also what are they going to add to it?
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I don't think they'll.
That's
ever
what I was going to say. Is it time
2.
for Overwatch 2?
I think what they'll do is like a spin-off game where it's more of a FPS shooter. Unfortunately, that's where my mind goes. Where it tells more of the like Soldier 76 storyline. Maybe
what's the name of Soldier 76's unit? Like the superheroes of the Overwatch universe. No, what is it? They should do a game based on the Omni War, the Omnic War, and just let it be like battle royale, just Omnic War, and if you get certain tokens in the land, you get to play as.
Do not use that word. That should not be used.
What's that?
Battle royale.
Man, it's taking over, man. Accept your new overlords, Doug. Accept your new overlords, bro. It's outside of our control now.
Yes.
Oh man, speaking of things that are out of control.
Battle royale within a battle royale. I am gonna die soon.
I'm in danger. You're like Ralph Wiggum on the bus.
I'm the coming of Satan on earth. I am making battle royale within a battle royale.
Yeah. Talk about snake eating its own tail.
Yes. You die in the first battle royale, and that leaves you so you die and you automatically get put into another battle royale. And the winner of each battle royale gets to leave the game without their council being destroyed.
Okay, I got it. Jacob's Ladder, the video game, right?
Yeah.
So you're in Vietnam, right? That's the battle royale. You're in Vietnam.
Here. Okay, go on. This is the background. Vietnam.
I'll take it. You're in Vietnam and you do a battle royale of like 50 people. But if you die, you get sent back.
My life.
Purgatory. And at that point, you have to fight.
They were children.
And you have like 2 things, and that's battle royale. But if you win, you get to go back to Vietnam because you didn't die. It's a battle royale within a battle royale.
Yeah.
Death is only the beginning of Noxunamun.
Who let Christopher Nolan in here?
I know.
Get him out.
Get him out. Who let him out of his box? who,
Yes.
who let Christopher Nolan out of his encampment? Who let him out of his sarcophagus as he
Yeah.
rises like Mumra to make another excellent movie? Oh man. Okay, I don't even know how to segue into this. Um, Apparently, Mortal Kombat 11 is so brutal that some of its developers have been diagnosed with PTSD. Yay or nay?
I want to. It's going to be good content. I have to say yes. Although I think it's bonkers. But go ahead.
Let's talk about it. So apparently, Mortal Kombat 11, like NetherRealm Studios, has been
Yes.
is one of their biggest games. Is Mortal Kombat for decades. It's been the bloodiest MPAA stricken games of all time, right?
Yeah.
It's known for its bloody stuff, but throughout the years, graphics have always been crap. At least in regards to how realistic it looks and how realistic you need to make it look. It's going from
Right.
Genesis all the way to even as recent as Mortal Kombat 9, right, where it's kind of still pseudo cartoony. You know what I mean? But now these games are getting so
Right.
uncanny valley closer to actual photorealism that these developers are developing post-traumatic stress disorder, because you have to look at it from their point of view, where if you're a art designer, what do you have to look at as your source material? What do you have to look at as your examples? You have to look at real world, horrors of body horror and disgusting viscera and liquids all day long, just because you got to get it right. When Scorpion,
All right. So
yeah,
with that explanation, that explanation right there, that puts a little bit more validity to it. But my mind still goes, like you said, that you have to put yourself in the shoes of the developers, right?
yeah,
And I'm definitely putting my shoes in the developers. They're going, it would be a great marketing idea if we tell people this game is so brutal that the people working on it got PTSD.
it's tough, isn't it?
Yes.
Because yes, that sounds like a marketing. That sounds like such a marketing hook, right?
Isn't that the same marketing for like The Exorcist? Of people going, I had to leave. This movie is so crazy, you're gonna piss yourself. And
Yeah,
then you're like, well, I want to piss myself. So you go and watch it.
Same thing with Hostel, right? Movies so
Yeah.
visceral that'll make you want to cry and scream.
Yes.
And I get it. Yes, that could be it sounds like a marketing ploy. But when I hear a developer say, I can't even look at my dog the same because I don't see my dog. I just see like functioning organs in blood and meat and just animated flesh, and I can't not unsee it. It could be lip service, but it also could be real. You know what I mean? I don't have to look at like open corpses and rotting flesh and seared skin all day to get a look
I
right.
do, but that's because that's before I go to bed.
Well, that's just Mountain Town, you know.
Yeah. Yes, we all have a podcast of Slaughterhouse audio, and that's how we go to sleep.
Yeah, man, we just listen to
Marilyn Manson's "Sweet Dreams Are Made of Me."
Listen to the lamb scream.
You and abuse you.
That makes me think of House on Haunted Hill, the remake. Yeah, with Jeffrey Rush. All right, let's get into some movie news, man.
Yes.
A metric ton. So, yay or nay is still intact. But shut up. First of all, shut up, winner. Winner.
I haven't said
shut
it
up
yet. Okay.
Darkwing Duck is coming back. Darkwing Duck, dude. When there's trouble, you call DW. Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous. Darkwing Duck is coming back.
Darkwing.
Shut up. Darkwing Duck is the best, dude. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a 3-tiered pantheon of best Disney cartoons in the 90s. Number 1 is Darkwing Duck. Number 2 is Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. And number 3 is Disney's Gargoyles. And I will fight anyone on that.
Did you just say Chippendales?
Chippendales. Rescue Rangers.
Wait, the strip club had a rescue what?
Not Chip and Dale's, you fool. Chip and Dale, the two chipmunks.
Oh,
And they had like this cool little glider they would like fly around on. In Gizmo.
Somehow, even though you're sounding like the old man right now, I'm the oldest of them all.
Oh. Just be happy for me that Darkwing Duck is coming back. I love Darkwing Ducks.
I am happy for you.
And the problem is they've done nothing with Darkwing Duck since the 90s. He's been in like a little time capsule, him and Gargoyles and Chip and Dale.
Sometimes we don't get the duck we want. We get the duck we deserve.
Finally, Darkwing Duck is like, they're even teasing at Darkwing Duck and how cool it is. Just give me more Darkwing Duck. So what do you think about Disney acquiring Hulu outright? Yay or nay, winner? What would you say?
I like it. Yay. Yay.
Yay.
Yay. Yay. I think it's an interesting thing of maybe they're going to try to make Disney Plus more of the, like, keep it Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney films. And then if you want more adult stuff, you go to Hulu.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking Cinemax.
Ooh, wow. You talking about Caged Heat, Doug.
I'm talking about Taxi Cab Confessions.
Taxi Cab Confessions, Doug.
I'm talking Deadwood.
Deadwood? That's where you go next. Yeah. You don't go to Real Sex, you just go to Deadwood.
I'm Al Swearingen.
Al Swearingen, and I support this message. There's not much to say about this.
Yeah, why haven't we talked about Deadwood movie coming out?
I don't know, man. You want to talk about it?
Okay.
This is the movie section.
No, we're talking about Disney Hulu. Do you use Hulu?
Yes, a little bit. I don't have the Supreme Hulu where you don't get commercials, but if you have Spotify, you get Hulu for free or something like that. So, yeah. Yes. So I usually use Hulu to watch anime and The Flash. No, it's not on there anymore. What I use Hulu for? It's mostly to find obscure horror movies and to watch anime. That's what I use Hulu for.
This is the Sword Art Online. Gotta catch them all one punch.
You just made like 28% of our fan base leave because you sullied the beautiful name of anime.
Yes. At least, hey, I'm the unsullied, folks.
You're the unsullied. Yeah.
Yes.
He's the clean one, the unspotted lamb over here, Doug.
Yes.
Okay. Maleficent Mistress of Evil trailer.
Skip, care less, move on.
Okay, thank you. Josh Gad is reportedly going to star in a remake of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Good for him.
Moving on.
The 5 people going, we need a reboot.
Yeah, that's a weird one, isn't it? Isn't that a weird poll?
Yes. Can we not just have original ideas anymore, folks?
Nope. It made money once. It will make it again.
Yes. Now, what would have blown my mind if they somehow got Rick Moranis to replay his role? If they could get him, like, could you stop being a cowboy singer for like a hot minute and just be like, pass the torch?
You know why Rick Moranis just stopped acting like back in the day? Because his wife passed away. And he was like, my kids.
Let me hear you.
I don't have a good one. I don't have a good Rick Moranis. Yeah. But he was like, it's the most noble thing ever. He's like, yeah, I made my money. I just kind of chill and watch my kids grow up forever now. That's fine.
And he's back. His first time being filmed is going to be, I think, this year when Scorsese does that documentary on SCTV.
No, dude, he was on the Goldbergs for a split second. He played Dark Helmet for like a split second.
Yeah,
dude. Anywho, yeah, good. Josh Gad, whatever, man. I don't care.
I'm glad people are still getting.
Hey, man, he's working. I'm mad at him.
But I would suggest, fill up those lunch boxes with the food trays because it might be a while.
Hey, man. I will take all these scones home just in case.
What happened to all these croissant sandwiches that we got from Cisco?
Man, we saw Gad shoving him in the trunk of his car, and he rode out like at 85 miles an hour.
Oh, well, that's in his contract. It's all right.
It's fine. Let him take him. We're not going to fight him over it.
Yeah.
Did you see the It Chapter 2 trailer? Yay or nay?
Yeah, that looks pretty. I like it. Yay.
Yay. That's pretty good, right? Yeah, and there was much rejoicing. Yay. Yeah. We'll see. Looks good. Let's move on because we don't have much time. Have you seen this thing for Gendy Tartakovsky's called Primal on Adult Swim? So you know that name, right? Gendy Tartakovsky?
I believe I do.
He's like a animation Samurai Jack. I think, did he do Dexter's Lab, or am I tripping? He did some early Cartoon Network. He did the Clone Wars. He's like he's an animation lord. He's up there, man. He's, in my opinion, he's never made bad stuff. In this trailer for Primal looks out of control. It doesn't even look like it's gonna have words. It's just gonna be just the realness of like cavemen fighting mammoths, while T-Rexes rip into the flesh of pterodactyls, and it's bloody and gnarly and no.
Anime needs to have words.
No, man, what's the caveman gonna talk about other than getting that meat? Nothing, dog.
Sometimes we get the cave we deserve.
You know what? The Mortal Kombat reboot shooting is going to begin being directed by James Wan. Yay or nay? Mortal Kombat!
Yay that there's a reboot. Nay that it's James Wan, if I'm being honest.
If Aquaman was any impression, it's going to be crazy.
How are you going to put in jump scares into...
Mortal Kombat has jump scares, man. It has jump scares in the crypt. They go, boo, haunted house. You know? So there's a giant elephant. They do that and they jump out. It's Baraka that does it.
Yeah.
So,
and then they do the thing of they go into different rooms. And then you cue the 60s music. She's got a ticket to ride, and then people go through different rooms, like Scooby Doo.
I feel it.
Yeah, because we're just adding everything now.
So there's a big giant nerd hole in the nerdiverse that I need to fill right now, and that's Game of Thrones. Okay. Game of Thrones. We never talk about it, and the truth is that I don't have anything against Game of Thrones. I just have no access to watch it. Never got into it. I have nothing to say about it either way. I don't know. I never read the books. Never got into it. Winter, do you follow Game of Thrones at all?
All right, so I normally wait until the season is on Netflix or some streaming service. That's how I watched it with my mom. We would get the DVDs until I moved. So I moved. We have streaming, and my friends pretty much wouldn't shut up about it, and then keep telling me you should watch it. You should watch it. Could care less if I said I don't want to watch it. So eventually they wore me down. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. Whatever. Bend me over. Okay. Could care less. I want you to shut up now. So now I'm watching it, and now I can't put it down. So now I have to. They got me right when there was 4 episodes out. Then the 5th one came out the day of that I finished watching the 4, and then there's only 1 episode left, sort of thing.
So apparently, these last 2 or 3 episodes have been horrible, soul crushingly bad.
Okay, I cannot entertain those conversations because it's the same crowd that go Star Wars is bad because it doesn't fit in your fantasy.
And it's funny you mention that because Disney has just announced that the showrunners for Game of Thrones are the ones who are going to be making the first film after the end of the recent trilogy. You just kind of blurred the song.
Wiener, 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 wiener.
So this is the most worst time ever because Game of Thrones has had the worst stock it's had ever since it's been a thing. And now they want to they come out front and center. Hey, you're loving Game of Thrones? Guess what? They're going to be doing Star Wars. And all the fans are like, no, back away. They're just...
I am queen of the space dragons.
Yes, I am queen of the Crake dragons.
Yes. This is This is space Starbucks cup that you see.
You know, it's kind of
That's a good cut for Game of
see.
Thrones
I
fans.
don't know anything about it, but
Yeah.
fans are mad.
Yeah. Apparently they can't get rid of some people's Starbucks when they're
Oh,
recording.
that's I saw
Yeah.
that.
These people are paying people are being paid boatloads of money, but their dum dums can't put down their Starbucks coffee for recording.
I can't.
Okay.
There's no excuses for that one, dude. Because I had to go through a couple of
No.
editing takes before someone didn't see that. You know, it passed by.
But even if you lay off the weed, you can lay off the bucks and get a good film. Kwame Brown.
Wow. So
Okay.
let's talk about your article before we close out the podcast with breaking news. So I'll let you take this one in.
So folks, you know that there's a new Batman movie being made.
Your news. That's going to close the show.
Oh, yeah. So we were talking about last episode about pro wrestling, and then I said a particular phrase that got somebody's ears turned up, or like they liked it, I guess, or something. I don't know what I meant, but but it's I said we were talking about pro wrestling, and I think I said the line of "You don't really retire, you just die," or something like that. That and sure enough, breaking news that Ashley Massaro, WWE Diva Superstar, died today at age 39. Yeah, she was on the independent circuit for a while after she left WWE. She's a Playboy cover girl. She's done some other stuff, and it's just it is a business that I'm getting more and more respect for, because it is like I watched a video of these wrestlers fighting, and there's this old guy going, "You suck! That was a 3 count, ref!" And he's getting into it, and it's like he's yelling at these wrestlers and stuff like that, and it's like I don't have to do this. And like they're being paid like peanuts to do this, and so it's clearly an entertainment of passion for folks. And I can always respect people who I can respect folks who have a bunch of passion for their geek niche. So
smart marks, isn't that what it's all about, man? And shout outs to her family. You know what I mean? 39 is way too young to go to check out. You know what I mean? So thoughts and prayers, man. You know, like you said, the WWE and wrestling in general, is it real, quote unquote? No, but it's still not. That doesn't take away from its importance in its fans. So, you know, on all jokes aside, all love to her family, and hopefully to get through this as smoothly as possible. Or, you know, how do you say that? You know,
right? And it's like, so yeah, pro wrestling is actually, if you wanted to be like a college dude about it's like a nice allegory, or like an illustration of what postmodernism can kind of turn into, of like, and people ask the question, is it real? And then wrestling will go, well, it's sports entertainment.
Yeah.
And they go, well, we didn't ask that. We asked if it was real. Then they'll go,
back on them.
Well, what do you think real is? Because they'll go like, yeah, and like, oh yeah, okay, they're not real. So there's things of like, they're doing suplexes, they're landing on people's backs to absorb the hit, but it will still hurt, sort of thing. But it doesn't hurt as much as if they landed on their head, sort of thing. Chair shots, chair shots are, you'll notice that there's certain areas of the body that they go to nowadays in the WWE, of like the back and of the back of the leg where there's the most meat to hit, and it will still hurt, but it will not do damage like back in the day when they would hit each other in the head. Yeah. So again, it's strong. So again, you have to go like, is it real? I would still put in the category of no, but that doesn't mean that there's no consequences to it. It's not a stage play.
Technically, it is in a weird way. They are performers putting on a show. Is that show have a ton of reality? Yes. Do people get injured? Yes. But at the end of the day, these are actors in a role entertaining the masses. Wrestling.
I don't want to put them as I would put them as entertainers because because actors are very rarely in harm's way. They very rarely, unless they're like an action star or something, but even then they have stunt doubles. They're very rarely like getting their like breaking legs and still having to perform, sort of thing.
I think
there's like we could get into it a lot about pro wrestling. Like there's the whole thing of like, well, they'll talk about that they broke their back, but the way they talk is like they go in and out of character, so you don't necessarily know if they're telling the truth there.
It's a masquerade, man. Like you don't know if they're keeping a kayfabe or they're shooting, or if it's shooting.
Masquerade.
Masquerades. Let's close out this episode with some breaking news, shall we? I'm just gonna put it out.
Yes. News. Breaking.
So I'm just gonna put it out there because it's crazy and it literally my Twitter feed is going stupid insane. Twilight's own Robert Pattinson, it will be Batman in the new Batman pseudo remake. They have their Batman. And it's Robert Pattinson. And people are collectively losing their mind about it.
Because that's what everyone wanted, right?
Fine. It's fine. It's
I go in the dark because if I'm Batman in the light,
and that's the thing.
I sparkle.
And this is what I really wanted to talk about, in the sense that fans don't know what they want, right? Fans don't know what they want. They have no conception of what they want until it's in their hand, you know.
Yeah. You kind of sound like a mad Roman emperor when you say that.
They don't know.
Citizens do not know what they want.
It's very gut reaction. They don't know. I'm a fan. I love this stuff.
Yeah.
But I would not put myself in a position where I'm making decisions on a corporate level for these kind of things because I'm too close to it. You know what I mean? And the thing is like, what did we get when Heath Ledger was cast as the Joker? Oh, it's going to be Brokeback Joker. Watch out. It's going to be XYZ Joker. Watch out. It's the first thing that came out. The absolute first thing. I super remember that.
I don't remember that. I don't know how sophisticated you LA people are.
Real talk, dude. People were clowning.
Joker.
Immediately we're clowning. No one took it seriously. Literally. They put on the boots and the nose and the makeup, just like the Joker. And what happened? The guy won an Oscar. The best performance ever. Yeah. And of course, news like this breaks. Yeah. The memes start. Okay, we got a sparkly Batman, guys. But truth be told, that series was like 10 years ago. And Robert Pattinson apparently has been acting his ass off this entire time. He's done like little indie movies here and there.
With what?
I haven't seen them. I'm going to watch some of them now because I want to get a feel for it.
Yeah. Because I can remember one about him in a limousine. That's the entire... Yeah. It's like they're all... And again, it's like... So... If I'm going to be serious about it, I think he'll add a new layer to Batman where it will have that indie feel to it, but still have that like heartthrob sort of like he can still get the girl look. They just need to do it in a certain light where it's not like trying to rip off Christopher Nolan.
It's tricky.
They have to.
It's going to have to be completely different, but also feel familiar. Yeah. They're going to have to kill it. You know what I mean? Like literally
sometimes you got to kill to be alive.
This will be someone's Batman. You know what I mean? This will be some generation's Batman. Yeah. And it reminds me of Keanu Reeves in a lot of ways where all Keanu Reeves was known for was The Matrix. I know Kung Fu and all those
Yeah.
memes and stuff. But now people only know him as John Wick.
Yeah. Or
Or
Neo.
Neo for us older people. But you can't ask a 10-year-old
Yeah.
who Neo is.
By the way, Matrix 4 is apparently in the works.
I know.
But anyway.
But I mean, that's an actor who redefined himself in a completely different role. Kind of, it's still action, but you know, I think Robert Pattinson, this is his opportunity to kind of finally shake that stigma of Twilight, a role which he audibly didn't like being in, but you know, it brought in money and he was contracted.
Right. Let's shove down $1 million down his throat and tell him to shut up.
I know.
Okay,
it's very ill. But the guy apparently has been earning his...
Send it to Trash Monk the Third.
8 mail. Send it to me directly. There's a guy who's apparently been really earning his props and doing some meaty roles and really trying to build his acting chops. And apparently, I have to watch some Robert Pattinson movies because I want to kind of get a feel. It's like when Christian Bale was announced to be Batman, was immediately after like American Psycho, right? And I was like, yo, I saw American Psycho. That guy could be Batman. You know, easy, right? So maybe there's that film out there that some casting director saw that was like, yeah, this is our guy. You know, like, this is legit our guy. And Matt Reeves, the director, has not made a bad movie yet, in my opinion. He did all the Planet of the Apes remakes and all that stuff. And that stuff's gold. Like, it's brilliant.
Caesar! You are Batman!
Caesar!
Yeah. What if they do a Batman Planet of the Apes
give
crossover?
It to me.
Would you
Put
like
it
that?
in my veins. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
All right. So, I thought you wanted.
Oh, you have one ready? You have a pitch ready? Go.
Oh, already. It's gonna feel like I've thought about this for years. So it's kind of like a reboot of the series somewhat. Actually, no, it's not a reboot. It's still in the same timeline, but it shows like Batman living in the Planet of the Apes universe where the apes have to now migrate into the United States more to find more food and shelter and whatnot. Like, so they go into the like Chicago area or Michigan area. And then, okay, maybe it's not going to feel like I've thought about this forever. And then you just see apes with guns walking the streets and you just hear and then they're looking like and then Batman comes in and he's got like a scruffy beard and he just like domes one of the monkeys because they're not human, so Batman can kill them all. That's the trick. Yeah.
Wow.
So Batman happened next.
No, man. Time out, man. No, man. This is getting bad real fast, dude.
Monkey see?
You can't have. I can't with any. You know what?
What are you looking forward to, music? Man? I am American Bat.
I can't. No, man. None of that, man.
In a world where people have gone batty, so you need a hero to get down to monkey business. Folks, you can hire my script writing potential. You can check if you want more script writing ideas. Go to Trash Monk the Third. That's Trash Monk III. And, you know, we'll get down to business. I'll give you serious ideas. That's just off the top of my little noggin there. And, you know, if you have the cojones to do stuff like that, I don't know. I'll give you a real script.
This podcast is off the rails. If you want more madness, like Batman, like community crushing monkey skulls to American Badass, follow us on Twitter. That is at mnerdiverse, where you'll get more beautiful content just like that there. If you want to support this podcast, you can always do so via our website, which is masternerdiversecast.com, where you can find our Patreon. If you want to give us $1 a day, it'll take the blues away. But if you wanted to support us non-monetarily, you can always do so by liking one of our posts, by commenting on our content and by subscribing to our channels. I'm, of course, your host, Mike G.
And I've been your host, Winter.
And we will always ask you to take that one step beyond.
Let's get dangerous. Dark Queen.